Rachel Vanik Show on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. I hope you all are having a fantastic Tuesday, and I hope your Thanksgivings went very well. I know this time of the year always can either be uplifting or sometimes it's tough. This year, our Thanksgiving looked a lot different than usual. I'm used to kind of doing the same thing ever since I was a kid. And then this year, we switched things up a bit. And the whole family was kind of like, is this what we want to do? Do we feel okay about doing this? But it worked out, and we all enjoyed the moment. We had kids over that we hadn't had in 8 years for Thanksgiving. And then my parents ended up not feeling so well, so they stayed home, and everything just kind of worked out in its own way. And I fully believe that spirit helped that happen, because it could have maybe been sad, like if things didn't go as usual. But I don't know, it all worked out in its own. So I'm at home today. I am out in, I guess we call it the goat coop. Right here, this is Uma. She is our great Pyrenees. She keeps the goats safe, or so she thinks. We get quite a few coyotes, and her big bark helps to keep them a little bit further from the house. The goats are not in here with me right now. They're out in the yard grazing. We have a foster dog with us. Her name is Brandy. She's a great Pyrenees and Border Collie mix. So she's running around in here somewhere, trying to get her socialized with other dogs in a pen. She does not care to be in a pen with other dogs. And she's a little on the skittish side, and that is one of her quirks. So we're going to try to work that out a little bit. Just so she's comfortable with running around, and that way get her smelling here a bit, because the goats are a little skittish of her right now. So, but they like this big white girl. But anywho, so that way they all get used to each other. My husband and I do take in foster animals to help them when, if they're skittish or if they're, hurting. Like her story was, she had an owner that passed away, and then her and her siblings were left out to roam, just roam. And I don't know for sure what got her to be so skittish, because a couple of the others are very, very friendly. So that's a bit of how we use our energy, and we work with them, and we talk to them psychically and energetically and whatnot. So that's kind of what's going on here. Oh, and back to Thanksgiving. I'm looking down. I tried to write some notes today. I may have manifested. We'll talk about manifestation. That is a real thing, y'all. I mean, if you think it's going to happen. I'm not talking like bad stuff. Like, no, you can't just be like, hey, I wish this person something bad would happen. No, the universe is not going to respond to that type of negativity. If you think negative thoughts, you're probably just going to be negative for a while. But one thought I had when we had our last family gathering was Easter. I'm like, how nice would it be if, sorry, this is too much, if we had, if we were able to have the kids, maybe just to ourselves. My husband has 4 daughters, and then I brought a daughter into the marriage as well. I'm like, how nice would that be? Just a little bit more of that one-on-one time, that conversation. And then that's what ended up happening for Thanksgiving. So that was neat. And the grandkids as well, of course. Anyway, so I think that goes into some manifestation. I'm going to say hi, Uma. So I'm trying to, of course, again, go off of my notes and stuff here. And I'm trying to stay focused on the camera. And it's not just in my way here. Since we started this show today, since the start of the show today, I was thinking about it on the way here, and I had a grandmother figure come up, and she's just still kind of here lingering. And she's got the white curls in her hair. She always made sure to have her hair set. And if her white wasn't looking white enough for her that day, because she had a certain standard of the white curls that she would like to be there, then she would put in some of her own. Some of her own, I mean, like a wig, or, they have those hair tie things that can go in. So she made sure her hair was always done. She liked to do her makeup too, But if that wasn't done, then at least her hair was always on point. And she wants to point that out. And she's associated with the color pink. And she's actually wearing a pink sweatshirt that has a white collar on it. A white, again, to accentuate, she's like, my hair. This is the white, and it brings it all together. And then she goes on. I got dog hair all over me now, of course. She shows herself with 7 grandchildren. Okay, and then she brings up 2 children that would be biologically her own kids herself. I'm saying himself because she shows a girl, and then she shows a boy. So the male son would have more kids than the female, is how she's showing how the grandkids played out. She like kind of has them all lined up on each side of her. Like, here's my son and my daughter and their amount of kids. And she just shows that he has more. She keeps moving her hands to the left side. He has more, and he'd be a little bit older than the daughter. And she shows them at a young age. I mean, she's showing her own kids, like, I want to say like 10 and 4, right around those age ranges. Because they're at that heights. And she shows me geraniums. Now, and she's almost going down a line and handing a geranium flower to each grandchild. And then she shows a bush that she had at home in like this garden. I wish I could draw, because I wish I could draw it for y'all. Like, so there's this bush, and then there's these other flowers around that are coming up. How do I bring that? How do I bring that to life? She shows me pinks, reds, and whites. And the whites are popping. I mean, white was her thing. She's like, because everything matches. It matches my hair, matches my collar on my sweater. And she's just bringing it all together. And she's like, and the family would gather around this area. And she shows me like her house. And this would be like to the left in the backyard. If you're standing in the backyard looking forward at it, it'd be to the left. She's showing it right in that area. And then she shows a beautiful fence going around that area, like a gated fence going around it. And then she mentions, oh, the bunnies. Not that she's upset at the bunnies for getting in her garden and all. She's just like, oh, the bunnies. And they're just kind of, there's a couple of white ones just kind of hopping around. Like, they're free range, they're friendly. And she's associated with those bunnies. And she mentions that her son's birthday is coming up. So happy birthday, son. I hope that this reaches you. Sometimes that's how spirit works. They come in, they're like, hey, this will reach them. Here's our end. Here's who's showing up today. And there is a birthday coming up around this time of year. And she's showing me a cake with 1 candle on it. She's like, it was very simple. She's like, with 1 candle. And on the cake and it's a round cake. And she's showing frosting, like just those nice little rivets that would go around. I mean, you could, if you guys have a local Hy-Vee, like that's kind of how they do their frosting sometimes. The rivets going around and the rivets going around the bottom. And she's showing it that's how that would be frosted with the 1 candle on it. She's very specific about that. So a happy birthday to you. So I'm going to let her stay here for a moment and see if she has anything else she would like to bring to the table. Since being out here, we do have a fellow that used to own the property maybe 2 owners ago. And I need to look back and find out some more history about him, because I see him every now and then. What I would like to do is to find like an actual picture of him so I could compare it and have that confirmation. But until then, I'll just talk about him. So I've been looking. I've checked the local newspapers. I've looked online. I will continue to look because I love having that confirmation. for my own self, because spirit amazes you every day, and it's like, is this real? What's happening here? So the confirmation is nice. So anyway, since I come out here and I brought the foster girl out here with us, he kind of peeks his head around like the corner. I'm not sure you can see it behind me, but he would peek his head around there and like, is it okay for me to look? Because he used to just show up and freak me out. Like, he's this taller male. I mean, he's tall. I'd say every bit of 6 foot plus. And he's slender. And sometimes he's wearing working outfits. Sometimes he's wearing like a suit. And so I've asked him to just, please just not scare me. Like, I know you don't mean to. Just, come softly. So yeah, he was just wanting to come over and peek around and check out the new dog. And he does that with animals. The last time that I saw him in regards to animals was we had a cat that had kittens and we brought them in the house. And he had asked to come inside just to look at the new life on the farm, the kittens. And I wish I knew all of his history. I mean, I want to confirm it so badly because he just talks about this place and his enjoyment of it, and he still surveys it and walks around, and he had a young daughter, which I believe might be the young girl that's still around here sometimes too. That's that fellow. One thing I wanted to also bring up before I totally forget is December 11th. You guys might have to correct me if I'm wrong on that. I will be doing a Facebook Live event, or no, sorry, not Facebook. It'll be a Zoom event with another medium, and we will be doing live readings. So if you want to find me on Facebook and check that out, that'd be great. And sometimes we pop on live just to have conversations. So if you're ever interested in joining us after these shows, that'd be great. And I would like to do for the month of December, my shows are going to be switching to 13 minutes for that month. So what I would like to do is to do readings here on the air. So if you are interested in being one of the callers, we can most definitely get you set up. Feel free you can send me a message on Facebook, or you can just even give me a text message if you'd like. My number is 515-745-0444. So please feel free to do that, and we will get everybody set up. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about for December. I'm just like hearing this buzzing like over here in my left ear. I'm like, what is that? It's not my animals out here because they're surprisingly quiet right now because there's another dog over here to the left of me. It's kind of nice that they're like, something's going on. Maybe they're listening a bit too. Spirit animals. I want to talk about spirit animals for a moment. So I know people have spirit guides, and then some people have set spirit animals. I like to associate myself with the spirit animal as a wolf because I had a dog like her one time, like a wolf, and we were very close. But also, spirit guides can change, and so can your spirit animals. So, like, how to notice them would be if you see a hawk. You think, oh, that's neat. I'm seeing this hawk. Okay, but then you keep seeing them, and maybe you're going through something at your time in that life in life, and there's associations associated with them. So that animal is repeating itself to you to see. My recent thing has been a turtle, and I didn't catch on because I'm like, oh, that's neat, turtles. Like, I'm seeing turtles everywhere I go. Like I'd open my phone or something, there'd be a picture of a turtle or a video of a turtle, and then I had this dream, and there again was a turtle in it, and it was just moving slowly, and I'm like pointing it out to people, look at this turtle. So finally I'm like, what was that? And then I look over and I see like another picture of a turtle. When I wake up, I'm like, all right, I should probably look into this and see what's going on, because I think this is a thing now. So the symbolism for turtles, what I felt and what I gathered, I did do a little research online to see what other people thought and felt. And there just gets to be too much out there. So really, you just kind of gotta go with what you feel. But the gist of what I gathered from my intuitiveness with it, combined with just learning in general about it, was the moving slow, the being sure to stay grounded and connected to the earth, and moving slow. And that resonated. The other day, I felt as though there was so much going on and I couldn't get anything done, and there was just too much to do. And then I broke it down. I'd sit for a little bit, I'd get up and do one thing, sit for a bit, get up and do another. And at the end of the day, everything got done that I had wanted to accomplish. And so the turtle is just a reminder to take things slow, things to stay grounded. I know grounding sounds like it could be such a hard task. Like, how do you do that? Sometimes it's just going outside and walking barefoot. Or a lot of times what I do is I will try my best to quiet my mind. And then I just picture like my root chakra opening, which is red. The red is the red color with your root chakra. I picture that opening, and like tree branches coming out from my root chakra through my legs, through the bottom of my feet, and going in across the earth. I kind of picture it just going like flat on the land into the soil and the grass, and just going for miles, as far as I can see it in my thoughts there. And I just think I am grounded, I am rooted, I am still connected above, so below. And then I feel a little bit more centered. I know that one time, like I was even feeling nauseous one day, and somebody's like, Rachel, just go ground. And I did. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what I needed. So even just walking barefoot, or I've been known to sometimes just go outside and lay down in the yard. Like when you're kids and you lay down in the grass and you look up at the clouds and you picture the shapes that are moving by, and like sometimes it's a bunny rabbit or it's a butterfly or it's just a cool looking cloud. People see all kinds of different things in the clouds, but it's when you're laying there looking up at the clouds, you know what you're doing? You're grounding yourself and meditating. So remember that. It's really, it always feels like it's hard. And then we remember that it's just those quiet, simple moments that are nice. Uma's sitting here biting my hands right now. She's very, very playful. I'm hoping that she can get Brandy. I wish Brandy would come show up, but I don't know what she's doing, surveying the barn. I'm just kind of all over the place today. I suppose that's how life is sometimes, right? It all gets done in the end. We're just kind of all over the place. Uma. So, want to talk about an experience. There's the goats. I don't know if you guys can see them in the background. There they come. Yay! I'd hope they would come. Animals do connect to our frequency, so I love it. That they came to say hi. What was I talking about? Like, where is my brain today? I need to ground down some more. So I guess I'll walk you through this bit of a meditation, because I feel like that's what I need to do now. So maybe that's what somebody else here listening needs to do as well. And I hope you resonate. So I like to try and take a couple deep breaths. And I picture my crown chakra opening and going up towards the clouds and just being open like a white beam of light. And then I slowly move down to my third eye chakra and I let that open. Sometimes it looks like a little flower opening. Sometimes it's just like a light purple. It looks different for everybody. That opening. And then I kind of breathe as I'm thinking of how else to go down. And I go down to my throat chakra. And I picture the color blue there opening. You know, to speak clear, speak honestly, speak of love. And then I move down to the heart chakra and picture that green light opening. And then I move on further down and I go to the solar plexus. All of your fields, they're the big yellow dot right in the middle of your tummy. And for those that are very empathic, you will notice, or maybe take notice. Maybe you don't notice it when you do it, but when you sit down, let's say in a room full of people, and you're feeling anxious or nervous, you'll cover yourself there. Whether it's you grab a pillow and set it in front of your stomach, or you move your purse there, or your hands. It's because there's a lot of energy that comes through there. And sometimes you might pick up on the feeling of the room or the others around you. And without even realizing it, you want to close it. So when I do this, I like to keep it open. I try to maybe picture like a white belt coming around me there. That's like, hey, okay, this is too much for me. Or let's only let in positive energy. So then I move on down to I'm going to call it the orange chakra because I cannot for the life of me right now remember what it is called. And I just picture that orange light opening and being well received. And then when you're feeling this, at times you can feel like those points on your body moving, like opening. So that's opening. And then down to my root chakra. And I'm going to reinforce that root chakra goes down to my legs and connects with Mother Earth and goes across the plane. Some people will picture those roots going down to the core of the earth and wrapping around it. Whatever feels right to you, whatever it is that you see and feel, do that. Everybody's absolutely different. There's no right or wrong way. And then I picture this white light around me, and I start growing out my own aura, my own energy out towards it and out further and extending while reminding myself, as above, so below. And then I ask that only the white light of God is welcome here. Only those who walk in the white light of God are welcome here. Those full of positive energy. And then I sit in the moment with spirit. I just sit. I'm not inviting spirit in. I'm not doing any of that. We just breathe, guys, breathe. I pay attention to the sounds that are around me. Pay attention to the sound of my breath. And in that moment of sitting with spirit, by spirit at this time, I mean you and your soul and the earth around you. It's peace. It's a feeling of peace. This is your moment and your moment alone. Not sure what the goats are getting on to, but that's that sound. So, and then bring it back in, everybody. And let your thoughts, you just let your thoughts go by. A dear friend of mine had taught me that in those moments when you are trying to meditate or just be, and you have a negative thought comes in or just another thought that comes in, they say the words cancel. And let that thought move on by. Kind of like those clouds you see in the sky, let it move on by. They say cancel. So I hope that helps. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. I look forward to hearing from you. Again, my number is 515-745-0444. Or you can find me on Facebook, Medium Rachel Vanik, or in the group, Whispers from Heaven. Come join us. It's a good time. So I look forward to hearing from you all and seeing you in December. Have a fantastic day. Much love to everybody.